So there's this image circulating the internet of a UN spokesperson who appears to look like a demon on camera during a regular Lester Holt news segment. So let's check out the clip. I don't have audio for this clip, but you can clearly see on an NBC nightly news broadcast, they switch over to this shot of the UN and look at this just straight up demon looking character that we have sitting at the table for the United States. So yeah, this looks like a creepy image, but upon further inspection, you can definitely tell that this is a product of poor lighting. The entity's mouth is her eye, and then the skin around her eye is a little bit lighter, creating this sort of mouth-looking effect. Now let's pivot over to another demonic entity suspect, Albert Bourla, the CEO of Pfizer. Take a look at this news clip he's featured in, and let me know if he seems human to you.
We can for a moment about the safety. What have you learned about serious side effects in this vaccine?
I don't know about you, but I've never seen anything like that in my life. The dude swallows like a frog. Next up on our list of creepy billionaires with demonic phenotypes is none other than Jeffrey Epstein. Take a look at his mouth in this 1992 video with him and Donald Trump. So yeah, not only are Jeffrey Epstein's teeth way too small to be that of a normal human's, but his victims reported that his penis was shaped like an egg, like it was nothing they've ever seen before. So very odd, I know, but those are two features apparently of Epstein that just don't match up to the rest of us. And this isn't even me making fun of someone's physical appearance. I'm simply pointing out things that should be anatomically impossible. If I wanted to make fun of someone's physical appearance, I'd show this picture of David Rockefeller. Yeah. Or this picture of John D. Rockefeller. Yeah. Alright, next up we have this iconic clip of Chuck Schumer seeming to communicate with some invisible entity on the Senate floor. Take a look. Alright, here we have Chuck Schumer making this woman noticeably uncomfortable by her body language. He then walks off to a chair and he just waves at an invisible man to get out of his way. The woman behind him, her reaction is priceless. And that's just kind of weird. Now I'm just kind of having fun with this video because obviously it's kind of a goofy subject. But at the end of the day, there's something to be said about there being a veil between the material world and the spirit world. And this is something that every single human civilization has understood except for ours. However, recent science has shown us that we're only able to see 0.0001% of what's around us using the light reflecting off our eyes. Not to mention that philosophies like Gnosticism are becoming way more popular, where people discuss other entities living on different dimensions than our own. So if we're to take any of this seriously, let me try to explain in the most grounded way how an interdimensional entity could manifest onto our third-dimensional realm. So from what I understand, studying the Gnostics to the ancient Aztecs to Native American tribes, is one thing they all agree on, all the shamans agree on, is that entities tend to manifest through physical objects and forms already present in a specific place. For example, if you summon an entity for it to take the form in your campfire smoke, the entity will take the form through the smoke. A more modern example we have of this is like when the World Trade Centers fell, this creepy demonic looking face came out of the smoke. Like there's an example of what I'm talking about. And, one could say, oh, but that's not the entity, that's just smoke. And with such like dualistic differentiation, you're completely ignoring the principles at play. Yes, it's smoke, but that doesn't change the fact that it's the entity as well, and the shape of the smoke is a reflection of the entity's shape. It has to adjust its form in approximation to what's available in the physical plane. In this case scenario, smoke. In another case scenario, a scrying mirror. A great example of this would be John Dee's spirit mirror. John Dee being the famous 16th century occultist who was the advisor for Queen Elizabeth I. This mirror, made of obsidian or volcanic glass, was brought from Mexico to Europe in 1530, after Hernando Cortez's conquest of the region. These mirrors were used by Aztec priests to conjure visions and make prophecies. They were connected with Tezcatlipoca, the god of obsidian and sorcery, whose name can be translated from the Nahuatl language as smoking mirror. So black mirrors have been used for a very long time by shamans to like conjure faces in the mirrors and talk to other entities from other dimensions, apparently. And what do we have in our pockets all the time? Our little black mirrors. So that's sort of a weird connection. So, according to John Dee and a few others, they do a few incantations in this black mirror and they can see like a face show up that isn't their own. And what I find interesting too is every single camera that we use nowadays, even on our cell phones to DSLR cameras, they all utilize mirrors in order to capture images. So maybe there's something about the mirror itself that's able to give us a window into this other world. So maybe that picture of the UN representative was both a product of poor lighting and showing us an actual reflection of her demonic energy. Yeah.